part 1, I showed you that the WNBA's own revenue sharing mechanism triggered for the first time in league history, and the league called the players ask unrealistic anyway. Now I'm going inside the actual CBA formula because the math tells the story the league hasn't volunteered. I wonder why.
Yeah.
I'm Lorraine, your favorite lawyer, and this is the Rapid Rundown, the revenue receipt part 2, the formula. Let's get straight into it. I pulled the actual CBA language, and here's what the formula says. The revenue sharing threshold isn't a single season target, it's cumulative. The CBA defines cumulative league revenue as the sum of all league revenue from 2020 through the current season. The cumulative revenue target compounds 2019 league revenue at 20% per year, then sums those targets across the same period. So in English, it's not did you have a good year in 2025. It's does your total revenue across 6 seasons exceed what a 20% annual growth trajectory would have produced across those same 6 seasons. And remember that 2020 was a 22-game season and 2021 was only a 32-game season. COVID-19 crushed the early years of that cumulative total. So to clear this bar, the league needed enough growth in 2024 and 2025 to backfill the deficit from 2 pandemic-shortened seasons while the target kept compounding every year. Once cumulative revenue clears the target, here's the formula. You calculate the net overage, the new surplus above last year's cumulative overage. Then the CBA applies a flat 30% deemed cost of revenue. Not actual cost, a flat deduction the league built into the formula. What is left is called shared revenue. Of that shared revenue, 25% goes to the players and 25% goes to league marketing. That's the 50% people reference, but only half of it actually reaches the players' pockets. Now, working backwards from the $8 million in total that's going to the players. If shared revenue produced $16 million total, that's 70% of the net overage after the deemed cost deduction. That means the net overage was roughly $23 million. Now that $23 million is the amount by which the cumulative league revenue exceeded a cumulative target compounding at 20% per year across 6 seasons, again, including 2 COVID years. So if we use conservative public estimates, the cumulative target likely sits in the range of $715 to $835 million, which means total WNBA revenue from 2020 through 2025 exceeded that by at least $23 million. And here's the detail that matters the most. Expansion fees, including from Portland and Toronto, are excluded from league revenue under the CBA. Those fees are estimated at roughly $1 billion combined across all recent expansions. None of that counts. This benchmark was cleared on basketball operations revenue alone. And that is the number the league won't confirm. And the silence says much more than any press release, in my humble opinion. The league built this formula, they set the targets, they chose the benchmarks, they wrote the 30% deduction into their own agreement, and their own revenue still cleared it through 2 COVID years and 6 years of compounding. Players started at 40%, have come down to 26, nearly 50 hours at the table this week. A new Monday deadline. And while the league is calling their proposal historic and transformational, their own math says the business exceeded the growth projections that they wrote into the prior CBA. And that is the revenue receipt. If this series is helping you understand what's actually being negotiated, share it with somebody who needs the full picture. I encourage you to watch prior episodes, rapid rundowns, rapid refreshes, and quick buys, where I've broken down every aspect of things that's come along in this very, very long journey. I will continue watching. My hope is that we do get a deal done, but only if that deal comes close to reflecting the value that these players absolutely deserve. I will see you very soon.